your petition for sentence adjustment, in which you are asking the court to allow you to be able to adjust your sentence, um, um, and then to be able to be released early from incarceration. This was filed, I believe, for at least the verification of time served to the date of filing of June 29th, 2023, indicated that at that time you had 1 year, 6 months, and 7 days of confinement of your 2 years of initial confinement. We are now almost to the end of October. We're in the middle of October. Therefore, it would be probably more close to 1 year and 10 months, something along that line. So just, I guess, 2 months shy. But you had asked the court to reconsider or to hear you out as to whether or not to grant your petition for a sentence adjustment, because you indicated that even though the statute says that if the district attorney objects to the sentence adjustment, that the court shall deny it based upon the state's denial. You asked the court to reconsider that, as well as to understand where the district attorney was coming from when he checked boxes 2C and 3, because 2C states that it's denied because it's not in the public interest, but 3 is it just has a box that says other, and there's nothing else stated in there. Is there anything else that you would like to state on the record, Mr. Jorgensen, as to your request?
Yes, Your Honor. I've been doing fairly well in here. I've been in school. I've been working. I did all the stuff that I was supposed to or was able to get done. Due to the amount of time I have left, or even back in July, I didn't have enough time to be enrolled in any other programming or any schooling or anything like that. And I was just trying to be able to get back out to the society. And I mean, I'm not trying to get out of any programming or anything like that. I mean, I'm still willing to follow through with everything that I'm still court ordered to do. It's just I'm not able to do it while I'm in here.
And I understand that, and I do appreciate that, especially coming up that there's about probably 2 more months left of your initial confinement before you would be released for extended supervision. Mr. Jorgensen, what are your plans once you're released from custody?
Well, I want to go to school. I want to finish my high school stuff and at least get enrolled in school. I got a lot of stuff I got a lot of work ahead of me to do. Understand that. And I have high expectations for me, and I do plan to fulfill those expectations, and failure is really not an option for me. I don't want to come back here anymore. This has been a wake-up call, and I feel like I'm ready to come out and be the person I was supposed to be years ago.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Jorgensen. And I know that the last time you made an appearance in court, and I can't recall what the issue was or why. Oh, maybe you had new charges.
Yeah.
But I can't recall off the top of my head what happened. I think you pled out to them perhaps, but you had told me about all of the things that you were going through and that you were learning and that you were addressing while incarcerated. I thought that you had said that you had gotten your GED.
I was in the middle of it, and then they sent me to a work camp.
So you couldn't complete that?
Yeah, they didn't have enough time to do it, but I did get up I think 3 out of the 5 tests done, or whatever they are.
So you're close to being able to accomplish that?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want me to consider, or for Mr. Renicky to be able to hear before I turn it to Mr. Renicky for any argument?
No, that's fine.
Mr. Renicky, you've heard all of the information presented here today in this hearing, and now that it's getting closer to the actual expiration date of his initial confinement, with only approximately 2 more months left in that part of the sentence. Do you care to provide any argument, or have you reconsidered, or is there anything else you want to state on the record?
I have listened carefully to his presentation, and I'm not unsympathetic or unmindful for it. And then I do wish to basically tell him congratulations, and I support that, and I'm not discounting it in any way. However, I still do object to the early release, primarily because of, first of all, I think it's State versus John Doe, and I don't have the full citation with me, primarily talks about sentence adjustments for things such as post-conviction cooperation against other either defendants or in other cases, in terms of like cooperating with the government. We don't have that situation here. We simply have essentially good behavior and potentially partially rehabilitative behavior, which is all commendable and what we want, but essentially that's contemplated for everybody in every case. So I don't think the court really properly, it's almost like, reconsidering or having a second bite at the apple, so to speak, which are inherently going to be pro-defendant arguments in these types of situations. But I just simply wrote down, without even what all the charges were, the cases that were open and pending at the time of the plea, which were all dismissed and read in. So if we look beyond just what the convictions were for, but the dismissed and read in cases, we have 20 CM 169, 20 CM 211, 20 CM 217, 20 CM 230, 20 CM 231, 20 CM 250, 20 CM 89, 20 CT 1, 20 CT 2, 20 CT 60, 20 CT 61. Then in addition to 21 CF 315, there was 21 CF 14, 20 CM 250, 20, can't remember if I mentioned it or not, 21 CF 315, 21 CM 136, 21 CM 137, 21 CM 149, and there was a TR matter, 21 TR 50. So there was an enormous amount of cases. Part of the actual sentencing included 20 CM 169, which was a possession of THC, 20 CM 250, a misdemeanor battery, also a misdemeanor bail jump. There was 21 CF 14, which was a fleeing or eluding, in addition to the take and drive and the felony bail jump, in 21 CF 315. So I'm not sure if all of the cases are properly referenced, but the 21 CF 14 had a 2 and 2 sentence for the fleeing and eluding. The battery had a 9-month sentence. The bail jump had a 9-month sentence. The THC had a 6-month sentence. In 315, the felony bail jump had a 9-month sentence, and then the take and drive had a 4-year with a 2 and 2 split. So it was a very complicated case. And essentially, there needs to be both punishment as well as deterrence, specific as well as general deterrence. And with all that in mind, I am grateful and happy to hear about the rehabilitation and the good behavior and some of the programming. He was made eligible not for CAP, but the boot camp, the CIP. I don't think that he's completed the boot camp, which was contemplated for an early release by the court.
Just to interrupt you with that, he couldn't because of his mouth issues.
Right, that's fine, and I'm not trying to blame him in a sense, but he didn't do the CIP. He wasn't made eligible for SAP, and I think with the overall picture and the quite huge number of cases and the huge number of dismissed and read-in cases, and the fact that punishment and deterrence are all portions that kind of go beyond his individual rehabilitation, I think the court should deny the petition.
Thank you. Mr. Jorgensen, I think if I'm calculating this correct, and now I'm going back, it looks like your out date would be October 22nd anyway.
No, it's December 22nd.
It's December 22nd?
Yeah.
Because on June 29th, Ms. Westberg said that at that time you have served 1 year, 6 months and 7 days in confinement.
Mhm.
Okay, oh yeah, 6, yeah, so we need additional 6 months. That's right. So it would be December 22nd of 2023. That's right. Okay. All right. So essentially you're asking to have 2 months cut off of your sentence, essentially.
Mainly
For
just to,
progress that you've made. Go ahead.
I just was trying to get out there and help my family as best I can. Winter's coming. And I mean, that's not an excuse neither. I mean, I don't want to be that person I was before. And I'm sitting here listening to him and to say up all of my previous charges. And that really embarrasses me, you know, that it hurts because I should have never been that person. And in this time I have learned my lesson. I honest to God have. I don't want to put myself in a situation to even do all that anymore. I'm essentially just trying to come home and be a man and help my family. That's it.
Mr. Jorgensen, I think it is about time that you do just that you grow up and you be the man that you in fact are.
I need to be
Because
honest.
you were acting like a dumb little boy a lot of the time.
And I know.
I'm trying to figure out, you had a plea and sentencing on December 6th of 2022. That must have been your last open case. Wow, so that's almost a year ago. Wow, so it's been that long since I've seen you, huh?
Yeah.
And I put you on 3 years of probation with withheld sentence at that time. And I probably did that, a withheld sentence, if I'm going to know myself, so that you can have the entire prison sentence of the 3.5 years held over your head in that case,
Yeah.
because that as well is a take and drive, but as a party to a crime. You have a lot hanging over your head, Mr. Jorgensen. Still 2 years of ES with this case, and potentially 3.5 years of incarceration with the other matter. Can I do it?
And I understand that.
Concurrent with your current sentence. All right. So I read in your application that your plan is to move in with your grandmother. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Has that proven wise in the past?
And it wasn't due to anything about her, or it was just my childish behaviors and the lack of really the care to obey anybody's wishes upon me. I just did my own thing and whenever I wanted to. So I don't foresee it a bad idea that I go there. It's just it falls on my shoulders that I want to be a better person.
You understand, Mr. Jorgensen, that not only were you reckless and careless with the others as well as with yourself in your conduct, but you put your grandmother at risk when you lived with her with this behavior and conduct?
Yes, I know I did. And I've told her multiple times how sorry I am about that and that I won't put her through that again. And I won't put her through that.
Mr. Jorgensen, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jorgensen, you and I, you can put your hand down. You and I have been through a lot, haven't we, since I first took bench?
Yes, we have.
And I want to say that string of cases that Mr. Renicky stated, I mean, there were periods of time where you had 12, 13 or more open cases on my calendar at one time.
Yeah, I know.
So how are we going to make sure that that's not going to happen again?
I just need the chance to prove myself, to show you everybody that I am changed. And that this prison sentence did work on me. It's not a thing that I want to ever do again in my life. And quite frankly, prison's scary, you know, and there's a lot of people here with a lot of time, and it's just like, I feel like listening to some of their stuff and just the word around the prison, it made me never want to come back, because it shows me how fast your life can be taken and forgotten about in here. And that scared me the most.
How old are you now?
I'm 30 years old.
Oh, you're 30 years old. You are at that pivotal point where you're too old to be too dumb.
I understand.
And so, Mr. Jorgensen, didn't you get your driver's license right before you went to prison?
Yes, I did.
And so you would still have the ability to have that up and running, correct?
I think until the 2027 or 77. I don't remember which one it was. I know it was a little bit out.
But so it's going to be valid and good, correct?
I think so.
So
It
you're
was
not going to
before-
do anything to mess it up, right? When you get out?
No, I won't.
And I put you under oath, you know.
I know you
understand
did.
that.
Yes, I know.
Are you swearing and promising to me that when you are released, whenever that is, that you are going to go through and you are going to complete your GED or equivalent?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I count on you to do that within, let's say, no later than 6 months after you're released?
Yeah.
You're under oath.
I know.
Okay. And are you telling me here today that you're no longer going to hang out with the individuals, and I don't need to name names, but with the individuals that you have no right to be around?
Yes, I understand.
And you're not going to be bringing said individuals or other similars to your grandmother's house?
Absolutely not.
It's going to be hard, Mr. Jorgensen, when you get out. You know that, right? It's going to be an
Can I say
adjustment.
one?
Yeah.
Those people that said they were my friends, and I agreed that they were my friends, that's another thing that proved to myself in here that they were never my friends. I'm in here. I had 2 visits in the whole time I've been in prison. I haven't gotten no letters from any of my so-called friends out there. I understand that it made it a lot easier to understand and realize that those people were never my friend in the first place. So that's
They
another
aren't
big,
your friends.
no, they're not. They never
They
were.
didn't care about you. They cared
No.
about what you could give to them and what kind of trouble they can get in with you.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Well, Mr. Jorgensen, I have reviewed your petition. I've heard your plea here today, and I have heard Mr. Renicky, and Mr. Renicky makes quite a few good points as it relates to who you are on paper, Mr. Jorgensen, and the fact that so many laws were violated and that there should be punishment, and you should have some repercussions with that. I do want to commend you for all of the positive things that you have done and that you will continue to do, because Mr. Jorgensen, I like you so much better right now than I liked you. And it's not like I like a person, but you know, let's say respect. I respect you so much more now here today and back in December when I took your other plea last year than anything that you could have shown me or done from 2017 all the way to that date and time, because you didn't care. You didn't care who you hurt. You didn't care what laws you broke. You didn't care what you did to people or how you made them feel. Not saying that you were a bad person, because you did and you do have a good heart and and you have good intentions, you just didn't think, and you just kept doing and doing and doing to please yourself, essentially. I like to see the changes that you've made and who you are here today. I am aware of the case law. I'm aware of the statute and how it does say that the court shall deny it based upon, or if the district attorney does object. The case law does indicate that that shall is not necessarily a directive or a mandate, but that the court must do a proper analysis on whether or not if there is a motion for reconsideration or a request to review, the court must do an analysis and make certain findings as to whether or not to continue to stand by that. I'm going to tell you, Mr. Jorgensen, I don't often change my decisions or change my mind unless unless there is something worth changing it. And I'm going to tell you here today, I do like what you have said, and I like the movement that you're making, and I like the fact that I do believe that you can be a positive person and you can do good things and you can be a person to be there for your family. So based upon this, I'm going to give you a chance, Mr. Jorgensen.
I thank you so much.
I will grant your sentence adjustment to allow you to get out early, 2 months early. However, you must strictly abide by the court's conditions. That means absolutely every single thing that I have placed upon your conditions of extended supervision. No contact with victims at all, no matter what. No hanging around with anyone who will bring you down. You must only do positive things. You must get your GED, you must get a job, you must work with your grandmother, and you may not do anything that would put her at risk or anyone else at risk. I'm going to tell you, Mr. Jorgensen, I think you would have a good idea of me, at least so far. I am willing to give people another chance and to give them a shot. But once you break that, once you violate that, and if I see that that's what you're going to do, I think you have a good understanding of how that's not going to go over very well with this court.
I understand everything you said, 100%.
All right, so I will go ahead and get that paperwork modified and changed, and good luck to you, Mr. Jorgensen. I do not want to see you back here in this courtroom unless it's for a positive reason. Okay. Like you're bringing your GED certificate and you're showing me that you just got your GED.
Okay.
Don't make me regret my decision, Mr. Jorgensen. That won't sit well either.
I understand, and I won't. I do not plan to do that at all.
Okay. All right, then we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Morgan.